Hi, welcome to On the Kennebec. And today we're talking about Old Thunder Jug. And so I'm phoning it in with Larry Davis, who is the president of Row House, and he is giving a historical presentation on March 1st about Hallowell's favorite cannon, Old Thunder Jug. So, Larry, thank you for joining us and doing this presentation for the folks at Hallowell. Tell us a little about Old Thunder Jug and your presentation.
Old Thunder Jug is the nickname that the city of Hallowell gave to this wonderful cannon that we own. And the cannon is from the War of 1812. And there's a huge, wonderful story behind it that many, many people do not know. It's a story of treason, trickery, deception, bribery, bravery, cowardice, uh, destruction, honor, and salvation. Believe it or not, it's got a wonderful story, and that's what we're going to be telling on Saturday, March 1st at 2 o'clock at City Hall. The story is basically about two ships, the HMS Boxer, which is a British ship, and the USS Enterprise, who are dueling it out in between Monhegan Island and Seguin Island. And it was a very brutal and bloody encounter, which we will describe in a lot of detail. And it had an aftermath that was kind of amazing. And we tell the story of the battle. We tell the story of how the cannon actually got to Hallowell and why it's here and what it meant to the people of Hallowell. The cannon itself is what they call a bow chaser. It was used on the HMS Boxer and participated in the battle and was fired many, many times at the USS Enterprise.
So, Larry, this is really interesting, and you make it. I know this story, and it's a very interesting story. You make it even more interesting, especially with your intro there. So, that's great. I know it's going to be a great presentation, but also, you're president of Row House. Could you just briefly tell us, what Row House is and what it does?
Thank you for asking about Row House. Row House Incorporated is a nonprofit historical society of Hallowell and a historical preservation organization started in 1969 by, believe it or not, my father-in-law, which I'm trying to do him the right thing by participating in this group, and also Linda Bean of the granddaughter of L.L. Bean, and a number of very prominent citizens in Hallowell in 1969. And there was, as you can see at the bottom, there's a picture of this row house that's on 2nd Street in Hallowell, and it was going to be destroyed, much like the thing that happened in Portland with the Union Station, the railroad station. They completely tore that building down, and it was the most magnificent building in the city of Portland. Well, the folks in Hallowell got together and they saved that building, and since then that's what we've been doing. We've been saving historic buildings one after the other, and just recently we had two beautiful buildings in downtown that were about to collapse, and we called on the city to use the ordinance that we had put in, which said if you own a historic building and you're not taking care of it, the city can step in and make repairs to shore up the building to save it, and they'll put that on your tax bills. Well, that in fact happened, and the owner decided, thankfully, to sell it, and they're now being restored. And our latest project, which is happening right now, is the oldest house in Hallowell, and in fact, it's owned by Linda Bean or her estate, and we're working diligently with those folks to restore that building.
Is that the Dummer House?
Thank you. That is the Dummer House, named after one of our more famous citizens, a gentleman by the name of who, in fact, was Judge Dummer, who was quite a character.
Well, that's great work, and I just want to thank you very much for joining us, and I hope you have a good presentation, and I hope folks come out to hear the story of Old Thunder Jug, and it's also the story of how the Enterprise name became famous for the first time. So it's an awesome story. Thank you, Larry.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity to speak with you today.